previously captured on a TikTok video, lurking too close for comfort near unsuspecting women, has been caught on camera again, committing a similar act. The suspect has been arrested, this time for following women inside a Nordstrom rack in Burbank.
KTLA Sandra Mitchell live with the disturbing details tonight. Sandra.
Micah, it's almost too creepy to talk about, right? A man sniffing women inside local stores. I talked to Burbank police about it tonight, and they told me they consider him absolutely dangerous.
Felt like anywhere I moved, he kept following me.
A sexual predator back on the prowl, and tonight picked up by
and previously captured on
police after another unnerving incident inside a local store.
But I definitely didn't expect him to do this. Like, what the actual
Content creator Michaela Witter posted this creepy encounter with a man at Barnes & Noble in Burbank 2 years ago.
And the whole time I'm thinking I'm fine because he hasn't said anything or touched me or anything. But then you notice that he goes over and does the same thing to this girl. And he'll crouch down low and pretend like he's doing something and then smell? I don't know.
38-year-old Khalees Crowder of Glendale was arrested, but now it appears he's been at it again, this time preying on women in the Nordstrom rack in the Empire Shopping Center.
Wandered into the women's section of the store. There's a solo female and a female standing there alone shopping, and he's did the same kind of behavior that you'd seen in the past. Get close to the female, crouch down, pretend as if he was looking at items or, you know.
So you had a dude named, I think, Khalees, Karen, whatever, 38 years old, convicted butt sniffer. Go to women's, go to stores and sniff women's butts. And a woman, I think a couple years ago, the TikTok lady caught him on camera. Let me say this. I literally hate people who record in public, as far as like right there in the middle of a store. Like, I hate people that record at the gym all the time. In the morning, like with nobody there or late at night, I don't have a problem with it. But I'm starting to believe the camera phone was one of the worst inventions that ever was invented. But in this case, it was a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he wasn't doing any physical harm, but also it still could do physical harm, because what if somebody has some type of trauma from that, and a guy may be, trying to bend down and actually really grab something, and she kick him and accuse him of sniffing butt. I mean, back in the day, they closed a lot of the mental health facilities. At the end of the day, they always like to take from the working class people. That's what they like to do. They like to take anything. Mental health facilities, the recreational centers where the kids go, free lunch. They're going to try to take, that's where they cut the fat at. The working class people, they cut the fat at. Companies have, turning record profits, and what they do, cut the working class people. You just made all this money, but then you gonna fire a whole bunch of people. It's crazy, but yeah, when they took a lot of the mental health facilities away, a lot of people didn't get the help that they needed to get. And at the end of the day, he's a 2-time offender, and what if he do that to somebody, a little girl or something like that? And obviously he had to register as a sex offender as well too. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just to the point where you look at these situations and we need to get people help. We need to get people help. We need the mental health facilities. And unfortunately, a lot of people, to deal with their mental illnesses or their stress, because stress can bring out mental illness too. A lot of people don't even know how to deal with the stress that could become a mental health issue. And a lot of times you do change your mood. I find that a lot of guys have to do something to be productive. So if you're a man that's dealing with I'm just talking about men or women, you dealing with mental health, start writing down the plan. Start your plan now. If you say, oh, you know what, I want to go be a plumber. All right, just get on your phone, your computer, start researching and jot down notes to be a plumber. That'll keep your mind off a lot of, bad things mental health wise. Just get productive, get busy, go work out. all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to get your mind off of it for a minute. But there's a lot of people out here who don't get that information. That's kind of the first steps they try to give you to mental health, is just how to, you know, keep your mind, you know, off the problem. A lot of people like to turn to drugs and alcohol, and you gotta believe it or not, they turn to those things, and then those things become habit based, and then they turn into addiction. That's exactly how I have. They're running from something, and then you just running to another problem. A lot of people do that. You got a problem, and you run to another problem to cover that problem. It's like you rob Peter to pay Paul. So yeah, I mean, you got to understand that as well too. Just being productive, being busy. You know, these are some of the things they give you when you can go get mental health behavior support. But it's guys like that, and he could take it a step further. He's mentally not right. It's not like he grabbing women by the vagina. He grabbing women, to our knowledge, and he doing something wild to him or whatever. No, he's literally has a mental health issue. They put him in prison. Prison is meant to rehabilitate. You think they can get him some type of behavioral correction in there? They don't care. They only look at prisoners as free labor or cheap labor. You go to a lot of other countries, their prisons are to rehabilitate you into society. You let him back in the streets. And sometimes people do things like this because they have nothing else. They don't want to be in the halfway house. They don't want to be homeless. So they go to a restaurant, or they do things maybe not quite like this to go back into jail to have somewhere to go. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's trying times out here. And this is why you can't let your kids walk to school by themselves. This is why, you know, you have to learn firearm safety. This is why, you know, it takes a village. And you see, you know, women and kids and even men and children out here, we all must watch each other back. But this guy mentally doesn't even have all this marble. So, you know, it's sad. You know, honestly, it's sad because, you know, at one point in our country, we used to help people out like this. And who knows what he went through? Something could have happened to him. That's another thing when you go to mental behavior. Is it stress? Was it trauma or something like that? But people may think this is a joke, but this can literally harm somebody or give somebody some type of post-traumatic stress, or take a peace of mind that they can't get back. So, like I said before, hopefully they, you know, they help him, and I just throw him away, help him, and hopefully these women can get over it. But it's a wild world out here. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the current news playlist. Hit the link tree, find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.